Hey guys, this is Lilith Evernight, and I'm just being a little playful right now. I just have lots of energy from the sun and just, trying to make videos and trying to vlog because I really do love vlogging. When I don't write, I actually like to make videos so that it can help me be more creative and whatnot. So, I guess I've just been, you know, finding ways to try to relax myself. And the thing about that, I tend to be a pothead when I have to control my anger, and I need to realize that, weed isn't the only way that I can control my anger. Note to myself. Anyway, another thing that I was talking about, I've also been practicing my tarot readings because I know, like, for a cool minute, I was having that moment where I actually was doing, like, pick a card readings and all that. And it was making me excited, but then it started to feel like, I started to feel like a robot. And then I feel like other people just weren't really, like, feeling it because I feel like maybe they knew that I just wasn't feeling it for myself yet, and um, I just needed more practice, so, or at least enough to know my confidence, and I should take that confidence with me when I do my readings off camera, because it's like, it's the same thing with my music. I tend to get, like, very insecure sometimes when it comes to those kinds of things. So when I'm on camera, I'm just like, oh no, like, uh. So I think I'm getting a little bit better at my tarot readings though, because, like, I feel like I'm so much better when I am not doing them on YouTube or just on social media in general. Uh, so anyway, my sister's texting me, and I'm trying to not get distracted. Um, so a few weeks ago, or probably like a month ago, I did a reading on a guy that was just trying to become, like, I guess you could say he was kind of sort of becoming a client of mine when it came to my reading. So I wasn't charging expensive prices because, I'm no, like, fortune teller, but I feel that the cards really help you improve those intuitive gifts per se. And so he really let me work with him, and so I said, okay, why not, let's just see how my skills are again, doing readings on other people. So I did a reading on him, and he was just, I think he was an energy vampire because, like, he was feeding off of my, energy. He was very draining, and he had, like, this energy of just, like, kind of like, an energy vampire, those people who feed off of your fear or any sort of negativity. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, it's just sometimes you come as a, someone who doesn't really like to use titles. I don't really like to call myself an empath too much, but I cannot deny the traits that I have that are very, tied to being an empath, especially absorbing energy and just, or being drained by energy and being around, certain psychological behaviors such as narcissism. Um, you tend to see that as an empath or someone as a sensitive person who may not want to treat others in such ways. So anyway, I'm getting off track. Anyway, so he was telling me that he couldn't come back to America, and he was in Mexico for whatever reason, and he crossed the border. I think he tried to cross the border, like he tried to go to Mexico illegally, and he got caught. So I don't know what happened. So either way, he was stuck in Mexico, and he was trying to get back into America. So I did his reading, and maybe, like, I was kind of mad at him because he didn't pay me, but I really didn't want to talk to him in live, on, phone or anything, because like I just felt like I didn't want him to drain my energy, so I just decided to actually just record the video, like how I watch pick a card readings on YouTube where it's already pre-recorded. So I did something like that. I didn't do a pick a card reading, of course, but I just did his own personal reading, and I would just message him because I try to psychically protect myself. And anyway, so he wanted to talk, I guess, but I just wasn't psychically protected enough to handle that kind of energy. But I did want to do a reading on him at the same time, and because I wanted to test myself and see, how it is versus me just doing pick a card readings and doing personal readings. So I really love doing personal readings, and I love doing readings that are like based on celebrities because I seem to have more confidence when I'm just doing something more. I guess personal readings, you just really get to feel the person more versus pick a card. It's just like you just have to play around with that energy and just hope someone watches it, and you still trust your intuition and your guides and that part of yourself, but it's not like someone is directly talking to you because you're really just talking to yourself doing a reading for someone who may watch it. So anyway, personal, you actually get to know the person who wants a reading. So yeah, he didn't pay me though. I was kind of mad about that, but I was like, you know what, whatever. Let's just see how his situation goes. He wants to come back to America, and his reading said that pretty much he was going to come. He was going to be able to come to America, and he would be okay. He just had to, the cards in his reading were saying that he needed more trust and more stability in his situation, and he just needed to be content where we're at the place that he was at, and just make it work and see the light at the end of the tunnel, and know that this is just a journey. And so, like when I was doing that reading on him, I think he was kind of doubtful. And then maybe like a month later, he messages me and he's like, oh my God, your reading really helped. Like, I really got to go back to America. I got back to California, just like the cards said. And I was like tripping out because I was like, wow, like, am I getting better? Like, that's not the first time that's happened when I've done readings, but that's only happened when I've done it for people in particular people. So I, will be doing readings again, and yeah, I really want to start doing it with like my favorite celebrities. I love doing that. I did one on Trisha Paytas, and I did a second video. Somebody told me they didn't know who Trisha Paytas was. She's like the queen of YouTube, kind of ish. But anyway, um, I did a reading on her and Jason, and people were like mad because they were like, I said they weren't going to be together, and not everything that I predicted on that second reading, I can't say was all true, but I do know that my reading said that they wouldn't get back together for this moment. I'm pretty sure they won't get back together, but anyway, the people who don't know, don't listen to this part. I was just talking about my tarot reading experience with this guy, and the power of tarot cards. Like, I guess they just work in mysterious ways, because I was kind of doubting myself too, because I was like, I don't know if he's actually going to be able to come back to America, but let's just see what the cards say, and let's not try to get too excited, but let's not try to get too negative. So he was still in Mexico, and he wasn't able to come at that time. So the card said that he was able to come. He just needed to be patient to where he was at, and he needed to, keep on, working for, his dream or whatever he wanted to gain in his life, and if that included coming back to America. That's what the card said, and now the guy's back in America. Like, it was just like weird, because he was really complaining to me. Like, that's how desperate he was. Like he wasn't the type of person that just seemed like he would want to get tarot cards anyway, a reading. He didn't seem like he was into that stuff as much. He was more artistic, but it was just interesting. I just thought it was an interesting story to talk about. That the cards are really speaking to me, and they're really speaking to him, and I really should have more trust in these cards. So yeah, I have a few more videos that I want to do on a few. I like to do readings on celebrities who have passed on and really understand their story. Not to, I can't even. I get so nervous when I speak on camera, but not to just talk about them because they're famous, but like just to honor them as for what they have left on this earth, their legacy. And that's why I did Kurt Cobain as well. So I don't know if I write my poetry in here, but I want to do a separate video on art as well again, especially poetry and music, and write better lyrics as well, because I feel like I'm a better writer than just to write something just for the sake of it being catchy. Like, oh, let me rhyme this word with this word. I want to really get into it. I really want to get deep into my art, and especially my writing, because I really feel like writing is an art, and that's something that I had to really show myself that I could even develop. So yeah, I really will be talking about that as well. And yeah, this is just a random video about me practicing tarot, and I think like I know like tarot does work. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's the reason why I haven't been doing tarot, because I've been trying to practice with actual people, like whether it's just celebrities or myself or just someone that I know, because I really, I've been just working on myself on that way. I've been working on my art and all that. Yeah, I've been trying to get into a higher dimension. I've been trying to go into a higher dimension, shift dimensions. Oh my god, I love talking about dimensions and quantum physics. But yeah, this is just a random video about me practicing tarot and my improvement. So, hopefully you guys will love a reading one day. Hopefully, I get to know some of you guys, and I get to, work with you guys, and let you guys can let me know how the experience with the cards worked for you, if you would love that. I'm sorry if I'm looking awkward. I'm just like still new to this camera stuff. So yeah, blessed be, God bless, marry, well, not marry me, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, please subscribe. Yeah, I'm a little stoned. God.